Good morning. It's lovely to connect with you today. My name is Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to create our Patreon healing, personal healing event for February. So this is for those patrons who pledge $50 or more for February. So thank you so much for your support. And I have 5 people on my healing list today. So I have those 5 people in this pot ready to pull their names out. So what I'll be doing in this particular healing event is connecting with the people on the list, the people that I pull the name out of the pot, and I'll be connecting for around 10 minutes on with each person to see what's loudest in their energy and their vibration, and do a bit of healing and clearing or whatever we need to do. I'll be working in conjunction with my healing energy card, so I'll be pulling a card at the beginning and then make the connection, then I pull a card at the end for the person, and then I'll move to the next person. So if you are one of the people on my list, then I look forward to connecting with you. In the meantime, maybe keep yourself open to receiving what you need from other people's guidance as well, because I'm sure it's no accident that you happen to be here now. And it's sort of the same if you're not on the healing list today and you just happen to be here, then you can trust you've been led here for a reason, and maybe listen not only with your ears but with your heart, with your body, and see what really speaks to you personally. So what are you here for? What do you need to hear during this time that we spend together today? So the way that I connect is that I tune into the person that I'm connecting with. I don't tune in unless I'm doing something like this or I've been allowed to. So I tune in. I tune in by thinking of that person's name, and then I imagine that I kind of become that person, which might sound a bit weird, but it works for me because I know my energy and the way my energy is configured really well. So I know what's normal feeling for me. When I tune into other people, I start feeling things in my body and start receiving images or scenes of things that I then need to interpret and explain or communicate or express as I'm going. So I'll talk about the things as I'm going. Whatever's loudest in your vibration is going to get my attention first, and then we'll move with that. I have no plan, so I don't know what we're going to be doing at all. I don't know what we're going to be exploring. There's no point me pre-tuning in because it's very much in the moment, and things can change quickly. Even our own state can change quite quickly in half an hour if I was to pre-connect in half an hour ago, which there's no point me doing because going with the flow seems to work best for me. So let's see who's first on the list today. We've got this person. It's KantiDevi. So KantiDevi Wedad, welcome. I'll pull a healing energy card for you. So some of the cards I may describe and talk about a bit, but other cards I may not. It just depends on how I feel. But to get the energy started here, we'll grab a card for you, Kanti. And we've got this one here. So it's card 18, Rebirth. It's in the Rise category. And this is about stripping back layers of yourself. So old skin, the old bark, the old things on the outside, old parts of you that you've outgrown or outworn, and they don't fit you anymore, or they're becoming worn out. So it's like the snake shedding its skin. Once the snake gets to a certain size, that skin becomes too tight for the snake. So it sheds the skin and develops a new skin. And then the process is repeated when it outgrows that skin. So, and it's like shells with certain shellfish. So there is this feeling here of stripping back things that are on the outside. And these feel like things that are distractions for you, Kanti. So things that are distracting you. things that are distracting you on the outside, things that are taking you away from your heart. You're being encouraged to allow these things to strip back. So I feel, as I'm tuning into you, Kanti, I feel this stripping back, like you're peeling back bark or old skin here, starting from around your crown. So it's like the layers of the skin or the layers of this bark, this energy that wants to be peeled back. It sits like in a flower around your crown. So your crown chakra is open and exposed here. So your connections, what feels to me, your connections feel to be quite strong, but there are distractions and things that are, or that you've outgrown really on the outside of your energetic field of your body, of your life. So we're starting to peel back these, it feels like peeling back petals, peeling back skin, peeling back bark from around your head that was sort of framing around your crown, and really allowing this whole part of your head to open up. So stripping this all the way back here to your shoulders and allowing your whole head area to open. So we're looking at your third eye chakra, your center for vision, intuition, and trust, opening. We're looking at your throat chakra, your center for communication, expression, and truth, and feeling safe to be who you are, opening. And now let's peel these petals, these layers back further. They feel a little more deeply ingrained down here. They felt a bit more just sort of sitting, skimming the surface up around here. So here, from here down, or at least this immediate part that we're about to peel back, it feels a little bit more embedded. So almost like these petals are rooted in. They have little roots that connect in deeper into your body. So let's start by taking back these layers here that are covering your heart. This is stirring energy in your heart, and deep inside I can feel energy moving in your lungs as well, your lung area, also in your throat. So this energy area here is really shifting and moving with energy as we peel back. It's a bit like taking a band-aid off the skin or sticky tape that's become very stuck and sort of ripping a little bit. So it feels a little bit like it's ripping open your heart. That reminds me of something we talked about, I think, yesterday in your guidance for March, actually. This ripping open of your heart. Excuse me. Okay, so it feels like it's ripping open, but not in a bad way. It feels like it's necessary, like we're removing that stick or that wax strip here from your heart, stripping down the front of your shoulders, the side of your shoulders, the back of your shoulders. These are pretty easy to actually strip back. And across your back, you have 3 across the back, so one in the center that points up almost at the back of your throat. So stripping that middle one off, and then the 2 on either side that meet with those ones behind the shoulders. So you're now sort of standing here is how I see you. Bare here at the top. In fact, almost bare down to your breasts pretty much. And just open here. So these petals just unfurling and opening you up the top part of your body. And it feels quite open, quite exposed, maybe even vulnerable too a bit, as this safety and protection of this skin or this outer coating is shed back and is stripping you bare of your limitations and distractions. I keep wanting to come back to distractions. So what are you being distracted by? Maybe something to think about. Okay, so now let's continue stripping down this energy. We seem to have stripped through your arms somehow, because I feel like now we're down at your waist. So your arms have been stripped bare, or there wasn't much down from your elbows to your hands and fingers, but this feels open now, so that's good. And down here at your waist, the energy that we want to peel back now has become very thick, and it feels a lot more like bark. So the bark that strips off trees, I think it might only really happen in Australia, I'm not sure. but we have bark that strips off our trees, and this is what it feels like around your waist, like we're now stripping back really thick old energy, thick bark. Okay, so it served its purpose. It protected you, it kept you safe, it distracted you from core things that you weren't ready to investigate or explore, and now you are ready to go deeper into yourself. So let's pull back, and it feels like we're pulling back now, drapes or curtains, pulling down from your waist down to your hips. So just pulling the curtain, just tucking this energy down to expose this part of your body. Your sacral chakra, front and back, is now open and uncovered. And now from your legs, so from your hips down, each leg, are very fine strands, like real fine, hairy, almost hairy bark that we're just now pulling back. So very, yeah, hairy, fibrous kind of bark, strawy sort of energy that we're now just stripping back in very fine, singular strands almost down both of your legs, down to your knees and down further. It feels to be wrapped around the back of your heel. So just unwrapping the backs of your heels and stripping it off in one big swoop now down the tops of both of your feet. So really stripping you back, stripping you down, stripping away your limitations and especially your distractions at this time. And things feel bare, things feel good, things feel ready. Let's grab a card to add here for you, Kanti. Okay, so the best card to add here and finish this off is here. It's here. Oh, awesome. Card 70. It's in Rise category 2, and it says New Power Rising. It says you are the conqueror of obstacles. Bravery, resilience, a tough situation has made you stronger. Responsibility, true power, and the momentum is building. And this sort of feels to me like this is what's exposed of you with this, after this energy has stripped back and exposed this true part of yourself, which to me, from this card, I feel like it's your true power that you're connecting with and tapping into. And in this power, there is also creativity. So there's a creative power that wants to emerge in you. So this may be especially, this shedding may especially be connected with your creativity and your creative pursuits and your distractions from pursuing your creativity and your creative pursuits that you want to develop or pursue. So there's a new creative power that feels to be rising in you. So I trust this makes sense, Kanti, and thank you so much for your support. Thanks for allowing me to connect with you today. Namaste. Okay, thanks, Kanti. Let's see who's next. Next person is this person. We have Carlee Chirichiello. Welcome. Let's grab a card for you. So the best card to get this connection started is this. Here, card 68. It's also in the Rise category, and it says, let life progress. Let life progress. This is a new card, so let's read it. It says, unwanted situation, feeling trapped, stuck, stagnant, resistant, being held back. And shifting from that, there is this movement forward, healing, an ability to help yourself. Lifeline, optimistic and hopeful. So it feels like this shift out of a trapped situation, this feeling of chasing your tail, being stuck in the mouse wheel, going around and around and around, and giving yourself permission and taking the steps you need to take to actually move off that wheel and start moving forward and helping yourself and casting yourself the lifeline that you need. So keep staying hopeful, keep persisting with this change that you've initiated here, Carlee. And let's tune in and see what's going on. Okay, so this seems a bit strange, but let's just go with it for now and see where it's taking us. There is what looks to me like a table that's sitting, or a tabletop that's sitting here in your heart, and things feel flat here somehow. There is a flat feeling here with this tabletop, like things feel heavy and flat, just like the top of a table that's very heavy. Now it feels like this tabletop is in the middle of a sandwich. So it feels like we have space or something above it in your heart, and there is something sitting below this tabletop in your heart as well. And what I'm really interested in is what is underneath this tabletop. So take a nice deep big breath for me, Carlee, and let's see how we're going to get under this tabletop. So it feels like I can see a slice of your heart. So let's move in just from the front into the lower part. Oh, it's actually very tender in here, very low down in your heart. So there's a tabletop, there's something covering, there's something flat that's covering what's underneath in your heart. And this underneath stuff, it feels like lava, it feels like gases of energy, or like lava, or the build up under a volcano that's sitting under here. It feels quite fiery, it feels quite hot in its energy, which makes me feel there could be like anger or frustration, or this growing pressure that you've been feeling underneath, like under the surface, inside yourself, maybe something quite personal, something quite private that's been sort of brewing here underneath. Maybe you've tried to keep it down by squishing it down by whatever this tabletop represents. It feels heavy. It feels, like if you fill up your trailer to take a bunch of stuff to the tip, to the rubbish collection thing, and you might have a bunch of papers and all sorts of things. And then you put a tabletop on top to keep all the loose parts from just flying about on the trip. So it feels in some way like this tabletop represents a desire or a need to contain all the loose, uncomfortable, yucky bits that are sitting underneath. And that's fine to be able to, what's the word? Like, I feel like I've got cat hair on my face. That's fine to be able to, it's almost like managing, how to manage what's brewing underneath. But I think because it's come up in this connection, that I'm feeling that you're ready to really clear and shift this stuff out. Ah, yes, it's like a block of cement. Absolutely. And it's heavy there. Yeah. And it's like that cement, like burying something so it doesn't come up. But it doesn't go away. That's the problem. So let's start shifting this stuff out. First of all, I feel like from a slice, so if this is sliced and we're looking at it, a slice of it from the front, I feel like I need to prop up this table, this bag of cement, this cement energy, this table, this flat, heavy energy. I feel like we need to just prop this up on the side so it doesn't sort of collapse down. So let's just prop this up. So I imagine putting a couple of bits of timber just on the sides of this this heavy flat energy to keep it propped up so it doesn't drop down. And now this has left space for us to start moving and pulling this energy out. So it's like a big, deep clean out now, deep in your heart. And what I'm feeling at the moment, even though it felt fiery before, right now it feels like loose bits of newspaper and photos that have been screwed up. It feels like rubbish, like real loose rubbish that's sitting in here. So I imagine that I'm standing in front of you and just pulling all of this stuff out, like we're just getting rid of all of this rubbish that sits deep inside your heart. And I don't mean rubbish in disrespect, that it's not painful for you, this energy. It just feels like we're clearing out rubbish. So the rubbish could be, it might be deeply emotional things, and because it's sitting so deep in your heart and you've needed to cover it over, it probably is or does include some deep emotional things. So I don't mean to dilute what you're feeling, but how I'm seeing it is it looks like loose papers and bits of rubbish that we need to clear out. So I'm tucking my hands in and I feel all these hands coming in. You've got lots of loved ones coming from spirit too, and your spiritual team. And I feel you're also there helping pull out all of this stuff that you've been storing deep in your heart. It's been filling up your heart space so much that there's not been a lot of room left. In fact, it's just been that little space above this board that's been the space of your heart, because it's been so congested with old energy and old stuff, and stuff that has been sitting very deeply in your heart, old wounds and issues. So let's pull all this out and get the last of that debris out. There's bits of shavings and rubble here at the bottom. It feels very dry. So this tells me there's a lot of mental energy connected here too, because it doesn't feel muddy. It doesn't feel liquidy. It feels dry. It feels gravelly and tickly and dry paper. So there's a lot of mental energy that's connected in here too. So you might want to maybe pay attention to what's happening in your mind and make sure your mind's not keeping this energy active or this stuff there. So pulling the last out and just scooping the last sands and gravels and little bits of pieces of remnants of broken stuff, broken glasses in there too, and just sweeping this out. So scooping this part out and really clearing underneath where this board is. So now I see space, but it feels dark under there, this board, and then a little bit of space on top. So it still feels a bit sandwiched. And now I feel we can actually pull this board out, this cement, or however you see it. I feel we can just grab this and pull it out from your heart. And it feels like a really old book now, a really old book from a long time ago that hasn't been opened for decades, and it's just been sort of slot in there onto the bookshelf. So pulling out this old book, dropping it to the ground where it returns back to love. And now you have this space in your heart. It feels a little empty, a little hollow perhaps, a little lifeless in here. It feels, yeah, a bit lifeless. So let's now bring some energy in. So I feel this big surge of energy coming in at your heart, this light green. So it's like a lime green color, or a bright green, and it's coming in and swooping into your heart and starting to fill up this area in layers with this green light. So it's a bit like your heart cave is being filled with this green light for healing, for growth, for change. In fact, it's not dissimilar to that middle shade of green in here. And just allowing your heart to receive what it needs. Let's see which card we need to add here for you, Carlee. Okay, so the best card to add and tie this up is this here. Oh, look at all this green. Card 92. It's in the depth category, and it says dedicated focus. So down here it says be consistent, remain dedicated, give it your fullest attention, be mentally focused. You are capable, believe in yourself, and have a go. So this is suggesting that you keep dedicated to your vision, keep dedicated to your focus. Mentally, your mental focus, but also your physical focus and the things that you've changed, the things that you've moved from to, connected with this card, to stay dedicated to that. So know that you're capable, keep believing in yourself, and keep staying focused on where you're going, what you need. The butterfly energy here, or the moth sort of energy, it feels like actually, feels very transformative. So it feels like you're undergoing quite a transformative time. So thanks, Carlee. I trust this resonates, and thanks so much for your support. Thanks for allowing me to connect with you. Namaste. Okay, let's see who's next. I'll take a drink first. How's everyone going? I saw there was a request for a card before, but this is specific healing time for people who have registered for this healing time. Thanks, Carlee. So please have a look on the link that's in the video to see how to become a part of this next time. If not, just enjoy. I trust that you've been led here for a reason. Next person on the list is Carol White. So Carol, please take a nice big breath and let's see what's loudest for you in your energy today. Okay, so the best card for you is this. Expansion, card 3. It's in the Rise category again, which is very popular today. And this is about expanding yourself. Expanding yourself into new experiences, expanding out of your comfort zone, expanding beyond your limitations, expanding the things that feel limiting to you is also the feeling here. And really breaking down the barriers. I'm seeing you standing here in amongst all these boxes, and these boxes feel like limits, restrictions, constraints, maybe feeling trapped or unable to proceed on things, and your hands are tied and this sort of thing, and you're just, every time this is happening, there's more boxes added to this outside area where you stand. So don't be fooled by these boxes. They are not filled with anything. Oh, awesome, Tash. I haven't, you're still in my pot, so you might be next. I don't know. We'll see. So it feels like these boxes are actually empty, and you could move your arms around a bit and clear a couple of these boxes. You could kick a little bit too and clear some of these boxes out. So just be careful that you're not thinking that you're under some type of limitation or restriction that may seem to be there but is actually a guise or a hoax, or someone perhaps around you, someone above you, maybe in the workplace, that is putting pressure on you or giving you things that are not actually true. So it feels like these boxes are not true somehow, that there's actually nothing in them, but there pretends to be things in these boxes. It's a bit strange. So they feel empty, like empty words, for example. Perhaps empty actions or empty intentions that have no intention on pursuing any type of action. You know how there is just, some people that intend to do something, but it's like their words feel, or their thoughts, perhaps even for us sometimes, that our thoughts feel like they actually have no weight. Like it's just all talk, or it's all show. And I'm not saying this is you. I feel like this is stuff happening around you. So be careful that you're not thinking that all these things are full of all the things you've got to do, or the pressure that you're under, all the restrictions and all the things that are tying your hands back. Because actually there is nothing here that's holding you back. So I see you do a karate chop and start shifting these boxes away from the inside of where you stand, just like you're in the eye of a hurricane or a tornado, and you're alive in this eye, and you're starting to zap and whack it all away from you, so it doesn't seem to encroach on your serenity and on your space and on the work that you're here to do and on who you are. So it doesn't wear you down and grind you down. These are, these have no life. Meaning the words, the thoughts, the intentions, the things that have been put onto you, they're not alive. There's nothing in these. They're empty threats, we could say. So I see you moving these boxes away, kicking forward, kicking back, kicking aside, and just with force and with power, with honesty here within your own self, getting this energy out and away. So these just bounce off and bounce away from you because they're not alive. They contain nothing. So now you're left in this open space, expanded. I'm really drawn to this card, expanded, finding the bigger picture, getting perspective of the situation. and you've got space here now. So your body is feeling, well, actually it feels a little confusing in some ways, that this seemed real, but it actually probably isn't. It's emptier energy than you thought. So there's a little bit of a stunned feeling here, but an adjustment period too, an adjusting energy as you're ready now to hone in and focus on what is important to you. And I feel this is you now beelining for that. So it's like you've got your eyes on the prize and you're ready to move towards that prize, whatever that prize represents. It could be anything personal. It could be something, an ambition that you have or something like this. But I feel like you're beelining for that. And you're not going to let other people's empty words and things stop you or have you feeling limited, or basically feeling the opposite of expansion, feeling small within yourself. Let's see which card wants to be added here for you, Carol. Okay, so the best card to tie this up is here. Ah, yes, this is actually perfect. It's card 85, Radiance. It's in the neutral or growth category. Radiance says, glow from within, shine your light, be at peace with yourself, be at peace with others. Glow, bask in your light, but don't let it go to your head. Yeah, I don't know if I'll add that part yet. Yeah, so glow from within, shine your light. So see the connections with these? So this felt like this was a part of you that was calling to wanted to expand, but it was trapped in this room of boxes, let's say. So we've shifted those boxes now and got that energy moving, that sort of spiral energy, and now there's radiance left. So allow yourself to stay focused now on what is truly important to you, and try not to put too much weight into the thoughts and opinions and expectations of other people. So I trust that helps you. Thanks so much, Carol. Thanks for allowing me to connect with you today, and thank you for your support. Namaste. Okay, let's see who's next. We've got two more people, and the next person it's Susan. It's Susan Sonsteng. So Susan, take a nice big breath, and let's see what is loudest in your vibration today. Okay, so the best card for you for now is this, Accomplishments, card 9. It's in the rest category here. And this is about enjoying the fruits of your labor and noticing how far you've come and what you have achieved to date. So you might still have quite a journey ahead of you. There might still be a lot that needs to be done. There might still be a lot of the mountain that needs to be climbed. But why not spend a few moments at this point, at this juncture, to stop, sit, rest, recharge yourself, and look out over the view of where you find yourself now. Look at the stuff that you've been through and the things that you've overcome that have led you to this point. So noticing that, re-strengthening yourself, refueling yourself to help keep you going on that next part of the climb. So it doesn't suggest that the climb is over. It doesn't suggest that there's an ending here of a situation, but that it might be an ongoing thing, and you're being encouraged to, make some time soon, and make some time as you continue to stop and smell the roses, count your blessings, and notice how far you've actually come. So I see from this point here, so it's like a mountain, and we're part way up this mountain, and I see you taking a break and looking down, actually quite down, like over the cliff, like you've really walked up some quite steep terrain here to get to this position that you're at now. And in fact, it feels like a lot of or at times that it was really difficult to find your path and find your way to where you are today. So you have worked out how to get up that very vertical landscape to get to this position today. So it makes me feel like you've recently really gone through something quite challenging that has been difficult for you to navigate, and you didn't know if you could get through it. And you might still not be completely through it now, but you have overcome these first few steps, or these first several steps, which is, you know, a really good thing, a really good thing to accomplish and get to this position. So before that vertical sort of drop that I see just here before where we're sort of standing here, I can see that the landscape, it was a bit like a hill and meandered this path, sort of twist and turn down to a water. So it feels like a river, or a bit of a, you know, where the river runs through, and then there's sometimes the river moves and there's a quietish sort of corner of the river, a bit like a bay of the meandering river. So it feels like there's a quiet part here, and this is where you came to land some time ago from the river, that you traveled down from the river. So the river represents the flow of your life, and then something changed and you left that river. So you left that path and you started taking a new path. It may have been choice, or it may have just happened, or been forced onto you from an external factor or something that happened in your life. So you were forced in some way, or you chose, I don't know, to step off that path. So I see you then stepping onto land and looking at this big mountain that you're now climbing before you, and wondering how on earth you were going to get through this change of events, this change of course that happened in your life. And I see that the beginning there was a lot of windy paths, but the slope wasn't too steep. It was a little bit steep, it wasn't too bad. And then you hit this vertical part of the land that you had to climb up to get to where you are now. So I see where you've come from. I see that the flow of that river, you're probably going in a reasonably good direction and feeling fairly good about things in your life. But then something changed, or a choice was made that then took you off that path a bit. But what I'm feeling is that you're getting to another river that's on the other side of this mountain. And it's a new river that actually leads in the other direction, that takes you. So the first thing I wanted to say was back to where you started, but I feel like that's partly true. I feel like you're going back to a space or a feeling that you had before, so quite early on when you were traveling down that river. So I feel like there's a part going back to how it used to be for you, but you're going to be a different person getting there. So I feel like this whole thing has changed, but also you're going back to your roots somehow. So you've still got a bit of a climb to go. You're going to be going down the other end, and you know, we don't know what's going to be happening as you do that climb, but and it doesn't matter right now, because I feel the key thing to this moment, or for this moment, is that you look out of the view of where you've come. You can see the river that you traveled on before, and even though it may be sad that you're not on in that part of your life anymore, or that things have changed for you, you can let yourself shed those tears if you need to grieve that loss if you need to, and see, really see how far that you've come. Help really ground you, but also help give you strength to keep going, to keep climbing, to keep facing whatever is ahead of you, and just dealing with the things as they come up, dealing with the obstacles, or dealing with the good things that happen as you go, rather than anticipating what might be around the corner. So you've overcome, you're strengthening, you're getting your energy levels back so you can keep climbing and keep going. There's energy that's coming in and clearing around your head, so you don't overthink things, or don't over assume things, or assume things at all, as best as you can, of what might happen, but just deal with the facts as they're presented, and move forward from there. So I trust that helps you, Susan. Let's see which card here we need to add to tie this up. And there are lots of things for you to appreciate here as you pause for 5 minutes, as you pause for 5 days, or however long you need to pause and stop and Notice the view of your journey, of where you've come. And you really use this time to recharge yourself, ready for the next climb, the next phase of the journey that opens up. And you know, I've got a feeling that the mountain may not be as huge and steep that it appears from here. So, you know, if you could take paths that weave up a mountain, it's going to feel less steep than if you were to go straight up. So you might find that you take a bit of a smoother path going up. But let's grab a card, see what this wants to add here for you, Susan. And we have this. Oh, card 52, soothing. This is in the depth category. And it says emotional soothing, exploration and stabilizing. So stabilizing yourself emotionally. It says welcome contentment into your heart and life, heart healing and opening, love, and allow yourself to calm down, to soothe your unsettled and difficult emotions. And maybe this is also a good time for healing as you see the river and the path that you've travelled on before that has changed, and allow yourself to grieve and shed the tears that need to be shed, the emotion of what was, of the change of direction and where you might be going to. So healing of your heart is important too. So I trust this resonates with you, Susan, and thank you so much for allowing me to connect with you and for your support. Namaste. Okay, next and last is Tash. So I don't know if you're still here, Tash, but Tashy Gerlach. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Tash, so I'll get you to send me a message and let me know. Or especially let me know if it's not right. But Tash, take a nice big breath and let's see. Let's grab a card to start this connection. And we'll see what's loudest in your vibration. So thanks everyone for joining today. If you have just joined in, this is a special healing event, a personal healing event for some of my Temple of Balance patrons for February. So if you pledge $50 or more for the month, so this particular month being February, then you are included in this healing event for some personal healing time. So you're very welcome to join in next month if you're inspired to. These happen towards the end of the month that is happening. And you can stay for a month, you can stay for a couple of months, you can stay long term, you can come in and out. You can start and stop whenever you want to. It's just so you know. But the link is in the video description. So Tash, let's grab this card for you. Card 66. It's in rest category. Creating new space. I love this. Creating new space. Fetus, being fed here with energy or held here, but also being fed with a fiery red, very life-filled, oxygen-filled energy. Being held in this void of the universe, we could say. It's like curtains opening behind here. Oh, thanks, Carlee. And here a lotus. Very paper-like. It feels quite like folded paper lotus that's holding this and maybe orchestrating the whole thing. It says, make the room, make the space, make the time. Empty out the old, no excuses. Heal, create, self-care, inner growth, spring clean, and support. It's quite powerful, isn't it? Make the room, make the time, make the space. Empty out the old, no excuses now. So there is space and room that's being made here. And I feel that you're making a lot of space here very quickly in your body. So what I'm feeling here is this parting, this split that's opening up here in the front of your body. And it's going from your third eye chakra down to your sacral chakra. So it's like a split. It's opening up wider here at the heart and then thinner here and thinner down at your sacral chakra just below your navel. So the third eye is important to talk about. This is the center where you usually hold trust issues. and down at your sacral chakra, which is your emotional center. And the widest opening part is here at your heart, your center for love of self, others, all creation, and also where you find acceptance. So there's an opening here, like we're opening a window or we're opening a cocoon. It feels like your whole body actually is the cocoon, and this split is the opening, the start of the opening of this cocoon. It's already been opening, I might say too. I've caught it at this space, if you like. It hasn't just opened just now. It's already been opening. So I see, Tash, the work that you've been doing and the dedication that you've been doing for your transformation and for your growth on a very personal level. So you've already started doing the work, we could say. So this split here, it wants to open. There's something inside that wants to come out, like a butterfly that wants to emerge from the cocoon. So again, very similar to when I was connected with Kanti before and we did some shedding. I feel like this is now like a skin, this cocoon, and it's wrapping around your body. Your legs are tucked up, so a bit like you're in the fetal position actually. And now you start pulling yourself out of this membrane, this cocoon, this tight bit of fabric, it also feels like, that has been cocooning you, protecting you, keeping you safe, but also limiting you for a long time. So I feel like in some ways you've been hiding in here for a while, and that a part of you has been calling to come out, and this would be your true self. So I see you pulling your head out from this fabric, this cocoon, pulling your shoulders out, tucking your legs out, and stepping out of this cocoon that you've been growing in. You haven't missed anything. You haven't done anything wrong. You've been growing in this cocoon, because cocoons are about growing. We're growing inside. It's like the womb that or the uterus that holds the fetus. It has its purpose. It's there to help the fetus grow, or to support it and hold it in that space of growth until the time is right for that baby to be born, or the butterfly to come out of the cocoon, or in this stage for you to emerge as your true and authentic self. So there's nothing you've done wrong. You haven't missed anything. You're not too old for this. You know, this is the right moment for your emergence. So we can let everything, you can let everything go from the past that has been containing you, because you are uncontainable now. And gee, that feels good. You're uncontainable now. You cannot be contained by your limitations and your fear unless you allow yourself to be. So I see this very small cocoon that you've tucked out of, you've ducked out of, is sitting now at the ground like it feels very small, shriveled up. If an egg shell was soft, like a soft eggshell, doesn't feel hard, but feels a bit gooey, like skin of milk being cooked on a stove top. And it's very small. It feels very small and shriveled now. Doesn't need to be here. So it just dissolves into the earth behind you and returns back to energy and love from how it started. So now you're born here, we could say, this rebirth energy, and I see you standing up on your feet like you've never stood on these legs before. It sounds really weird, but I feel like a part of you is experiencing things in a way that you haven't experienced before. So I feel like you're using your feet for the first time in this new way. You're using your legs for the first time in this new way. You are no longer bound up in that fetal position. And you're straightening your back because you're not confined now in this space of the cocoon that you felt restricted by. Oh, Kanti, welcome. I did connect. Did you listen to yours? It was the first one there, but excellent. So, yeah, it feels like your back is straightening as well, your head, and you're looking with eyes that you haven't seen. Like things look different. Like there's a glow or a sheen to things that you didn't see before. And it's like you were looking before through the membrane, through the cocoon, through this dulled, no, like a filter that filtered what you were seeing. So there is this sense of experiencing and sensing just the air and the everyday things around you in a new way right now, as you have this rebirth energy. I don't want to say you've been reborn, it doesn't sound particularly quite right, but this energy of being of rebirthing. Okay, so your shoulders now, so we've just got burdens to shift through here that you don't need to carry. So there's energy that's just sitting here over your shoulders that we just push back down to the ground, where this energy just dissolves into the earth and returns back to love. And your shoulders now feel light. In fact, they feel like beams of light coming out of the top of your shoulders in these little chakras up here. Just these little beams of light that are very delicate and shining high up above you. You've got little chakras that have popped open here in your knees with tiny little pinpoints of light, very delicate, fine light, pointing straight ahead where your knees are. And this is about where you're going. This is about where you're walking, where you're moving to in your life, your journey ahead. And these chakras here at your knees feel like they're pointing directly ahead on your path and really shining the way, shining the road that's under you. Okay, so let's just see. And there's strong energy coming in at your base chakra, so at your tailbone. And it feels like a little red rock. Well, it's not that little actually. It feels about the size of a small basketball, but more slightly triangular in shape. And it's sitting here in your base chakra. This is your center for grounding and survival. Your physicality as well, things that are happening in your physical life and your physical body. And I feel like this is helping you anchor into the reality of your physical life and your physical experience, what you are capable of doing. I do feel we need to chip this away because I feel like there's something underneath or in this rock that wants to be revealed, like a little animal or something. It feels like this is a rock that wants to be carved or wants to be chipped into. So it feels very rough right now. But I feel like there's something inside that's calling to be revealed. So we just start really finely chipping away at the outside of this rock here. And sitting here in this rock is this sleepy koala. And it's all tucked up and sleepy. Its head's down. And it's this beautiful, cuddly koala that's sitting here as this rock, this red-brown rock. So very grounding and just helping you be at peace with things, I feel, in your physical life. There is this feeling of non-confrontation here with the koala, this feeling of quietness, of calm, of acceptance as well, but not allowing yourself to be treated like a doormat at the same time. So I feel like the koala can wake up and become a drop bear at any time if it needs to protect, or if it needs to stand up and say, no, I will not be treated like this. But for the most part, it feels like it's just this cuddly, soft toy that's asleep. So you may want to look up koala power animal if you want to, Tash, and see how that, the general message of koala resonates with you. But let's grab a card here to finish up, and we'll see what that is here. Okay, so the best card to add here to finish this up for you is this card. What? Oh my gosh, this card is crazily connected to you, Tash. It's card 45, the journey, and it's in the action category. So you've gone from rest and you're now going into action. So this is about your journey towards the unknown and the steps that you take to get to this door. You are being cheered on the sidelines, but you've got a cheer squad wanting you to succeed, not wanting you to fail. Those people don't exist here because there's no room for these people in your life. And there's no room for, even if there are people in your life like this, there's no need for you to take on their negativity. So I feel like everyone that's standing, everyone that's true to you, everyone that matters is standing along that path and cheering you on and really sincerely wanting you to succeed. So now it's up to you to also feel that you want to succeed, not for anyone else who's standing on the sidelines, but to succeed for you. So you can become the best version of yourself that you can be. And then you can connect with others on a deeper, deeper level. So your journey is calling you. Your path, your purpose is summoning you forward, and you cannot ignore that pull. And that's what this is. This is the pull forward on your path, your pull into the unknown. So this is about action. It's about walking your path, not giving up. Keep moving forward. So yeah, very interesting. Thanks, Tash. Thanks for allowing me to connect with you today, and thank you so much for your support. I trust this resonates, and thank you so much. Namaste. So thank you all so much for being here. I'm finishing up now. I might actually go straight over to my Temple of Balance Facebook page, my main page, Temple of Balance on Facebook, not the group. And I might do a live video. I will actually, as soon as I'm saying it, I'm going to do a live video now. The first of a few, hopefully, that I'll do today, being our 17th birthday today for Temple of Balance. So I'm going to think about some things to talk about my journey with Temple of Balance, all that sort of stuff. So I might see you over there. If you miss it, you can connect with the replay later. But thanks for connecting. Thanks for your support. And I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.